Okay, we should be live. Okay, we should be live now. So let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, yes, indeed. We are live on both Twitch and YouTube. Okay, this is my first, what do you call that? This is my first, multi-stream here on the internet, and boy am I excited. So let me go ahead and first of all let me go ahead and add a what you call it, a viewer count to know uh who or how many viewers I have on both platforms. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this. uh all right, let me go ahead and check. All right. Here we go. Nice. Let me enlarge this so I can see. Okay. Here we go. Let me put this one down so that I can see it. Alrighty then. So here we are. Well, it's been a while, huh? It's been a while, hasn't it? And thank the Lord I am back. I know it's been a wild ride. I know it's been a crazy ride. But we're here, folks. We are here, and I'm sorry for the elongated delay. So let me go ahead first and let me notify the people that I am going live. Okay, so hold on. Let's see. Alright, very nice. So alright. And here we go. Beautiful. Alright, let's see. Alright, very nice. And also I'm gonna do this as well. Here we go. Okay, to that one viewer who just joined in, thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu. Okay, let's see. All right. There you go. All right. Let me make sure everything is all set and ready to go. And we should be all set and ready to go, indeed. And, well, we're here. So again, thank you so much for your patience. I know it's been quite a bit since I went ahead and do this kind of content, but oh, it is a happy day to be back. And I know I haven't been, updated and or what do you call that? In the loop, so to speak. But thank God I'm back. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Storyfuel Podcast, where every story matters. I'm your host, Senor Alex Fuel, and we're here. We're back. After a long hiatus away, we're back. It's been almost a month since I last did my what do you call it? Did my live stream my live stream here on the platform. But good thing my mom just snapped me back to reality, saying you have to work, and alas, I'm here. I'm back to work, ladies and gentlemen. The last time that I did a podcast episode was way back on March 31st. That would be on a Monday. That would be like, what, 3 weeks ago, I believe? Or almost 3 weeks ago, yeah. As the time of recording this video, and or as the time of publishing this stream, which is now multi-streamed, by the way, to both Twitch and YouTube. And oh boy, I could not be more happier to go ahead and do this kind of content for y'all, because I miss this so much. Now you may be asking, where were you? Where were you during that long ass period? Well, suffice to say that I had to finish some obligations, but more specifically, I was trying to sneak in a stream or two last week, but alas, it didn't happen. Why, you may be asking? Well, it's because of the fact that I celebrated the day, or the week rather, of the Lenten season, also known as the Holy Week, in other words, in other contexts. And I basically needed that. The reason why that is because Holy Week is a sacred tradition, especially here in my country, the Philippines, and in other countries as well, that celebrate this sort of momentous occasion wherein we celebrated the life, the death, and the resurrection of the one who saved me and saved all of us, and saved the majority of us from spiritual separation from him, and that is in Jesus Christ. And during that time, I had to reflect on everything that happened to me. During that time, I had to basically take a step back and appreciate what he has done for me. And basically, what I'm trying to get at here is he wanted me to get back on the saddle, so to speak, by trusting in him again more and more. And alas, that's why I'm here. And thanks in no small part to my mom, who basically lit a fire under me, saying, "You have to work, my son. You have to work, because if you do not work, you are screwed," basically. And alas, I'm here. I'm back on the grind for you all today, starting today. And as you may be able to see at the bottom of the screen, that the bottom left hand corner of the screen, you may notice that there is a bar there that basically tells you to go ahead and follow me here on Twitch, because as of this moment, as the publishing of this stream and by extension this video live stream both on YouTube and on Twitch, I have 9 followers out of the required 50 to reach the status of affiliate. And by the way, before I do anything else, let me go ahead and give a well deserved shout out to the following people who followed me over the past couple of weeks or so, the past month or so. First, I would like to give a shout out to Chiao Bella. I think I shouted her out, Chiao Bella. The most recent one. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to just_KK96 for the follow. Thank you very much for the well-deserved follow. Thank you very much for being now a follower of the Storyfuel squad. Next one is BBK Gaming. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Arigatou gozaimasu. And last but certainly not the least is darkskin_Russia. Thank you so much for the follow. That is highly appreciated. Thank you so much once again to those 3 beautiful people who just followed the channel. And I know it's been a rocky road for me this year. 2025 alone has been a rocky year for me and the channel, but we are continuing to get on the grind, get on the saddle, so to speak. And I don't give 2 cents of a crap what the people say, but I know it's gonna be a struggle to get back on my feet, especially after what happened to me over the past couple of months, that I have not been working, I have not been streaming consistently. Starting today and moving into the next couple of days, the grind is back, baby. And we're gonna start things off hot because this week we are hot off the heels of what has been an incredible week of professional wrestling action. Not only do we have what do you call it? We did have WrestleMania. We did have a crazy episode of Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, and even before WrestleMania, the professional wrestling company WWE World Wrestling Entertainment made a massive announcement. And what is that massive announcement? Well, they basically announced a partnership between them being WWE, and the Mexican organization known as AAA, or AAA as it is known. AAA Worldwide. The full name is Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide. So they made a collaboration, or they basically, WWE in this case, actually acquired AAA or AAA, and now ever since then the landscape of the game has changed, literally and figuratively. So now I want to discuss everything that basically coalesced into this, and I also want to talk about the other wrestling companies as well, and how they are booming as of late, especially the second biggest competitor to the WWE, which is All Elite Wrestling, also known as AEW. AEW is great as of this moment. They are doing a tournament that is in honor of the Canadian wrestling legend known as Owen Hart. They are doing an Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament, which is great, by the way. We have reached the semifinals of that tournament, wherein a lot of great wrestlers are in there, both for the men and for the women. They are doing two cup tournaments since the Owen Hart Foundation tournament started. I believe it happened back in 2022, and it's still going strong to this day. The inaugural winners are Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Adam Cole, baby! And then since then, the Owen Hart Foundation tournament has grown in popularity, and it has an incentive too, because whenever they do AEW, that is, whenever they do these tournament style cup like events, especially since they changed the stakes of the tournament back in, I believe, either 2023 or 2024, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Whoever wins the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, since the rules has changed, they went ahead and got a shot at a particular world championship for their respective brand or gender, basically. So for the men, that would be the All Elite Wrestling World Championship. For the women, it's the same deal. Whoever wins the Owen Hart Foundation tournament after the rules has changed, I believe it was back in 2023 or 2024, don't quote me on that, they decided to go ahead and change the rules a bit, wherein the winner of said tournament will go on to face, or to have a shot rather, at a world championship related to their particular bracket. So for instance, like I mentioned before, for the men's side, that would be for the All Elite Wrestling World Championship. For the women's side, that would be for the AEW Women's World Championship, which, by the way, for those of you who haven't kept up with professional wrestling, for All Elite Wrestling, AEW, for the men, Jon Moxley, also known as Dean Ambrose back in the day in WWE, is currently the All Elite Wrestling World Champion. Whereas for the women, it would be Timeless Toni Storm, which she has also had a stint in WWE as well, but in a more lessened and more hilarious capacity. But now in AEW, she's been taken very seriously since she adopted the Timeless character. The Timeless character, for those of you who don't know, is basically her portraying herself as an old school character, kind of like a Mary Poppins or a 1960s, 1970s type of character, wherein she is uber exaggerated, like she has this pomp, glamorous splendor about her, while at the same time being a very good wrestler as well. She has adopted the character and the wrestling, and they just mesh well together, and that's why I like her so much, and that's why I like as well the fact that AEW is thriving. The current AEW World Champion, like I mentioned before, is Jon Moxley. But we also have the sister promotion of All Elite Wrestling to also talk about, and that is Ring of Honor, also known as ROH. Wherein, funnily enough, the majority of the wrestlers that we all know today that have worked in, let's say, WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling, among many others, also have their beginnings, their roots, rooted in Ring of Honor. By the way, the current Ring of Honor World Champion is Bandido. For the World Television Championship, it is currently held by Nick Wayne, which is a very good move because Nick Wayne is a very good young wrestler under the tutelage of the self-proclaimed Father of the Year, which is Christian Cage, which is doing very good, by the way, in terms of his character work, since aligning with AEW over the pandemic era. By the way, the pandemic era, oh boy, I don't want to talk about that because the pandemic era, oh boy, it was the melting pot. It was the turning point of WWE to basically, or not only WWE but also AEW in their careers. And during the pandemic era, Christian Cage signed a contract with AEW, and ever since then, his character has skyrocketed up in both the circumstance, the pomp and circumstance, and his heel character as well. By the way, a heel is basically being portrayed as the bad guy, whereas the babyface is the good guy in this sense. And man, it feels good. Man, it feels good to what do you call it? It feels good to watch both of them thrive right now. Nick Wayne, by the way, is under the tutelage of Christian Cage and is now the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. By the way, I have drops enabled, I believe, here, since yes, I am doing a Marvel Snap stream, but at the same time I yap about pro wrestling, hence the name Yap and Snap here in the title of the stream, and also in the video as well, live on YouTube. And oh boy, this is gonna be a wild ride, to say the least. And don't worry, I will be posting up some clips of this stream of the show later today over on YouTube and by extension TikTok as well. So, where do we begin? Man, where do we effing begin? Well, it's been a wild ride, to say the least, folks. I know it is a wild couple of days for me and a wild couple of weeks for me, but alas, we're back. We're back to business. We're back on the grind, and man, business is booming, folks. And wow, it's been a minute. Now, yes, I know I am continuing to yap, but that's what this show is about. It's about yapping, loudly snapping. Well, without any further ado, let's go ahead and go into the meat and potatoes of this stream. Let's go ahead and go here into Marvel Snap, and let's go ahead and boot up this sucker while we go ahead and yap. Alright. So here they are. It's been a bit, it's been a while since I have done this, but alas, F it, we ball. Let me go ahead and put the viewer count up here as well. Let me uh, enlarge it and make it bigger, rather, English. Put this to the bottom. Okay, so here we go. Let me do this. Go. Nice. Let me try saying some words here in the chat. Alright, so let's see. Go. There we go. And let's do this. Okay. There we go. So yeah, that is my reminder to the people here in chat, and I'm going to do this as well right here. So okay, there we go. There we go. So there you go. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's do this thing. Alright everybody, we're here. So what is up, internet? My name is Senor Alex Fuel, and welcome back to a very special co-streamed edition of the Storyfuel Podcast, where every story matters. And today, we're going to talk about professional wrestling. We're going to talk about WWE and all its contemporaries, most notably AEW, Ring of Honor, and so much more. And oh boy, do I have a lot to say. But first, let me go ahead and give a special shout out to each and every one of you who has who has been with me thus far today. both on Twitch and on YouTube as well, because I know I don't have any viewership on YouTube, but that's a given because this is my first time doing this type of stuff, doing this type of live stream and all of that. And oh boy, it's an honor, literally, to go ahead and do this for the lots of you. And yes, today we're gonna do some Marvel Snap, but the main meat and potatoes of this video, and by extension this streams plural, is to talk about pro wrestling. The reason why I want to do this is because pro wrestling is one of, if not my favorite things to talk about, since I am a lifelong pro wrestling fan ever since I laid my eyes upon it back in 2011. Back in 2011, the world was primitive, the world was not that crazy until today, or not unlike today rather, wherein everybody is going at each other's throats, everybody is like gunning for like who has the biggest who has the biggest ego and all of that, even though I myself am a victim of a big ego that supposed to be my downfall. But I am still continuing. I am still going strong, basically. And man, it feels so good. It feels so good to be here covering this topic with all of you. So let's jump into some matches here. And pro wrestling. What an interesting topic, right? Pro wrestling or professional wrestling in Japanese, that is puroresu, is a term coined to basically talk about, or to basically use as a term that refers to anything that refers to two combatants or multiple combatants fighting each other out and finding out who's superior to them in terms of size, skill, ability, their way of navigating the crowd, etc. That is why I like pro wrestling so much. I first laid my eyes on pro wrestling at the age of 11 back in 2011.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
I basically what do you call that? I basically stumbled upon pro wrestling on a whim when I watched the episode of Monday Night Raw back in 2011. In 2011, I watched it, what do you call it? I watched it in a small television screen. Back then, it was basically known as a director's cut. A director's cut is basically a way, or a
I am the Sorcerer Supreme.
Essentially, saying that we had commercials back then. Basically, what a director's cut is, the every 15 minutes or so, or 15 minutes or so, the there will be a commercial during the broadcast. Yes, we know it is a bit of a weird stretch, but
Opponent snap.
well, there you go. Basically, I like pro wrestling that much, wherein I decided to go ahead and be a fan of the sport. Even though, yes, the consensus was pro wrestling is scripted, pro wrestling is this, pro wrestling is that, which I understand, But the bottom line is, that is a reference to Stone Cold Steve Austin. A Stone Cold comment, obviously, a reference to Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I like Stone Cold because of that, a Stone Cold comment. But anyways, the reason why I like pro wrestling that much is because the fact that yes, you may say yes, it's scripted, yes, it's all of that comment, all of that stuff, but the reality is pro wrestling, even though it's scripted, it's still fun to watch. It's still fun to watch people getting smacked around, getting slapped, getting destroyed in promos. Promo is basically them talking to the audience about what they want to do, especially when they win a championship, especially when they have a rivalry going on with another wrestler. That's fun. It's basically like a live version of a drama, or a drama mixed with a little bit of action as well. These people have characters, these people have their stories to tell, and that's why I like pro wrestling so much. These people have broken their backs for you on a regular, semi-regular basis. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday now. Before it was Friday as well, included in the schedule as well. But mainly, the two biggest ones are WWE, which they have Monday Night Raw every Monday, obviously. Tuesday night NXT is every Tuesday nights, obviously. Or in my country, that would be on Wednesday. Monday Night Raw would be Tuesday here in the Philippines, or in my country. Thursday or Wednesday Night Dynamite, which is basically All Elite Wrestling's version of a regular wrestling show, which takes place Thursday here. And we have Saturday Night Collision, which is AEW's newest show, which is broadcasted on TNT, Turner Network. TNT and TBS are part of Warner Brothers Discovery now, under the ownership of one David Zaslav, and they are pretty successful to my knowledge. And it is a great time to be a fan of pro wrestling, because pro wrestling is great and pro wrestling is cool. The reason why I wanted to go ahead and discuss this topic with you is because I feel passionate of pro wrestling, and I wanted to share it with you because the fact that really, bro? Okay. Well. Anyways, I like pro wrestling simply due to that fact. The fact that people are fighting for championships, for glory, for honor. Wow. That's a really good segue into Ring of Honor. But anyways, the fact that Ring of Honor is still thriving after all these years is just beautiful, to say the least. I like these companies who are the underdogs, but then they became good, they became massive, and it is a great feeling that they basically came back from the dead, and now they are thriving. For instance, Ring of Honor has shaken up a bit thanks to their new Ring of Honor World Television Champion, in the forum, or in the shape, in the name of Nick Wayne, the youngest son of his father, Buddy Wayne, who is now, by the way, in the tutelage of one Christian Cage, which is a really good pick in my opinion. This Christian Cage is a very good heel right now in the game, one of the best bad guys in the game, and I like it because of that. Nick Wayne is under the tutelage of that guy, and he is now thriving as the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. Despite what Christian Cage thinks, Nick Wayne is the true Ring of Honor Television Champion, and I could not be more proud of him for him to become the Ring of Honor Television Champion. It is fantastic, and it is a great feeling, and not only in AEW, but also in WWE as well. In WWE has a shake-up wherein John Cena is the new undisputed WWE champion after defeating Cody Rhodes back at WrestleMania. WrestleMania, for those of you who don't know, is the biggest show of WWE that has existed ever since the beginning. WrestleMania is the staple show, or the staple pay-per-view / premium night event, as it is known now as of 2021. The staple event that WWE does usually during this month of April. During this month of April, they are doing WrestleMania, and it is a great event wherein, as of now, the current set of champions in the company are the following. When it comes to the top prize of the men, so the undisputed world title, that will be the undisputed WWE Championship. It is now in the hands of John Cena. The new United States champion is Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, a member of the Bloodline family, which by extension is the Anoa'i family, headed by, as of this current moment, it is headed by Roman Reigns, who was once a very dominant world champion back in his prime, and is now embroiled in a feud with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is a former world champion as well, and is also a former Ring of Honor champion as well. Ring of Honor, obviously, is where Seth Rollins got his start in the business, as the wrestler named Tyler Black, which he became a Ring of Honor champion as well, or a champion in Ring of Honor, and it just cascaded from there. When it comes to the women, the current women's world champion is Io Shirai, or Io Sky, as it is known by now. In the mid-card department, you have Chelsea Green as the current Women's United States champion. When it comes to the mid-card titles, they are great. The current champion, Lyra Valkyria, is the current Intercontinental champion for the women. When it comes to the males side, I believe the current Intercontinental champion is, correct me if I'm wrong, but the current Intercontinental champion for the male, you know what, let me look it up. Let me look it up real quick. Is Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio is a luchadores, a member of the Mexican luchadora or luchador style, which is basically a high-flying style that was first popularized in Mexico, and is now alive and well in WWE and in other wrestling promotions as well. The luchador high-flying race style, like this grandiose, verbose attack wherein you want to fly and do attacks in the air. That is the luchador playstyle. The luchador playstyle works especially well in WWE, and Dominic Mysterio is the current Intercontinental Champion, defeating 3 other wrestlers to become the Intercontinental Champion, which is great in my humble opinion. And it is great seeing him with a world championship, or in this case a mid-card championship. A mid-card championship, for those of you who don't know, is a championship that is a championship that is suitable for a like not main event level, but also not involved in a jobber, jobber being like a rookie or something along those lines. I don't know the full meaning of jobber, but I know that's the colloquial definition of a jobber, so we're gonna go with that. So in short, I know my stuff about pro wrestling. When it comes to All Elite Wrestling, the current AEW World Champion, like I mentioned before, is Jon Moxley. The current AEW International Champion for the men is, as at this moment, not Konosuke Takeshita. Konosuke Takeshita is the former champ, and is now Kenny Omega. Yes, Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, as it is known in English. The current world tag team champions in both WWE and AEW are the New Day, which comprised of Kofi Kingston and Consequences Creed, also known as Xavier Woods. They are now the holders of the World Tag Team titles, the titles that are on Monday Night Raw at this point, or at this juncture. On SmackDown, I believe the current WWE Tag Team champions there are...
Assemble.
Let me do a research on that. Nice. That is the World Tag Team Championship. The Street Profits. Wow, nice. Which comprise of 2 NXT veterans, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, which are before they had a singles championship, they were before they went into the spotlight, they were once NXT Tag Team Champions, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I like the drama that pro wrestling entails, and that's why I like it so much. It is a it is basically like a drama set, but more defined. It is on the big stage. Nice. It is drama, but it's drama that is good, man. It's good type of drama. and I like it because of that. That will save you. Well, we got him. I read him like a book. Victory! And that is why I like pro wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that you are able to see people
3D.
slugging it out for power, for glory, and to advance their storylines is amazing. And that is why I like the sport so much. The sport, yes, I know it's scripted, but I don't care. even if the sport is scripted, the effect is real, folks. I love pro wrestling. As it is not, as if it isn't evident enough, I like the concept of people slugging it out for power, for glory, and for championships as well. Because, by the way, if you hold a championship in a promotion, in a wrestling promotion, you are the top dog. You are the one that's gonna be talked about for millennia to come, for centuries to come. That is why, in some contexts, like for instance in WWE, they recognize those people with a Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame refers to those people who are or in or who made their recognition, or they basically recognize those who have put in the hard work, the dedication, and the drive, the grind to become the best wrestler they are. And some famous examples include Andre the Giant, who else? Hulk Hogan, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, which is a two-time Hall of Famer. Who else? Booker T or Booker Huffman, who is a five-time WWE champion or a five-time Hall of Famer. And boy, it feels good for them to be recognized. And that's why pro wrestling is great. Pro wrestling is an amazing accomplishment, and is something that should be applauded and lauded for. So that concludes my first part of this story. Next time we're gonna be doing part 2 of this story, wherein we're gonna be talking about the other side of the equation, the injuries and everything like that. So that's all I have for now. So until next time, guys. Next time we're gonna be doing part 2 of this story, wherein we're gonna talk about Mexico, the international type of wrestling, among many others. So stick around and stay tuned for that. That's all I have for now. So until next time, Storyfuel English. Yeah. Sorry for a little bit of confusion there, but anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue this thing in part 2. But for now, let me give you guys a bit of a teaser as to what is going to go or what is going to come next. Well, interestingly enough, the next topic we're going to be talking about on the Storyfuel Podcast, spoilers, is about cartoons again, but this time a more different kind of cartoon. And we're going to talk about Blue's Clues. I love that show and its reboot, and why those shows are iconic AF. And we're going to discuss that tomorrow. And we're going to discuss all of that tomorrow, like I said. So that's all I have for now. So until next time, everybody, that's all I have for now. So thank you so much for stopping by the Storyfuel Podcast, where every story matters. Don't hesitate to drop a like down below, subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel on Twitch if you have not done so already. And that's all I have for now. So till next time, Storyfuel Squad, this is Senor Alex Fuel, signing out. Stay safe, have a good one, I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out, and have a good Thursday. Everybody, bye bye. Alright folks, that was a very beautiful podcast, to say the least. I enjoyed doing that with all of you, and the grind doesn't stop here folks, because tomorrow we're gonna do it all again. And that's the bottom line, because Senor Alex said so. That's all I have for now, so till next time gang, bye bye. See you tomorrow as we're going to discuss the most cute show ever to exist. Bye bye.